Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to be showing off the unit which we've been building for the past month or two, and we're going to be going through a recap of all the things we've done this year. I've got Owen and Tyler with me, and yeah, we're going to show off the unit and just go through the year. So this year, despite lockdowns and COVID restrictions, we've been quite busy. We've done quite a bit. We've bought a few cars, we've said goodbye to a few cars, and we've modified a few cars, headed down to a few meets, and just generally had fun, basically. So we started off the year with Chelsea's MOT failures on her Mini. So we fixed them up. That was a rear strut and a caliper. And then throughout the year, we've done a lot of work on the Mini, which is behind us, hence why it's in the unit, because we're doing more work on it. We've replaced the radiator, we've serviced it, we've changed the pulley, we serviced the supercharger as well. So we've done quite a few things there. Then we also had the whole saga of putting the camshaft into the Mini. Obviously that was a bit of a pain because, you know, I bought this camshaft on eBay and it was rubbish and we couldn't put it in anyway. So I did all that work to undo it all anyway. So that was a shame. We bought a few cars, as I've said, this year. So obviously I bought the BMW in April, May, something like that. We went and picked up the BMW. Obviously, I've no longer got that car. Sold that because I got a company car. But we've also had a few more new cars this year. Some of them which we've not shown on the channel yet. And I'll pass over to Owen just to chat about some of his new cars.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so I've bought some cars. I think the first car I bought was in May, which was obviously the MX-5. Still in two minds about that. We don't know what we're going to do with it. I think we're going to try, see what's what. Maybe some more videos on it, maybe not, we don't know. And then the beloved Fiesta, rest in peace. She decided to die on me in November. It was too much time and work to put into the car like that, so I just decided to sell it. And I do have a new car, but I don't know if there's a video that's going out before this. Yeah. So there's not a video going out before this, so I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm not letting you know what it is, but it has been on the channel before. But yeah, I've bought two cars, sold one. Been an all good year. Fiesta, rest in peace. Long live. Back to Jack.
So obviously this year I sold the Subaru, my Subaru Legacy, which I was after for about 6 years, and I sold that to buy the BMW. Looking back, big mistake, because I didn't really need the BMW and the Subaru was more fun, but whatever, live and learn. And my plan all along was actually to try and buy the Subaru back. Once I changed jobs to a job where I had a company car, I was going to try and buy the Subaru back after selling the BMW. However, unfortunately, and I'll put a picture on screen now, I've shared this on Instagram before, the Legacy was written off. It went to a Copart auction and is now living in bits in somebody's driveway, probably. So that was a bit of a depressing point of the year, amongst everything else. But hey ho, at least the person driving it was fine, and you know, that's what matters at the end of the day. Cars are replaceable, and people aren't. So everyone was okay in that crash, other than my beloved Subaru Legacy. But there we go. So I've said goodbye to a car this year, or two cars this year, although the BMW was less of a hard goodbye because I'd just kind of had enough of it. But Tyler has also said goodbye to a car this year. Obviously we did a video on it, but I'll let Tyler have a chat about it now.
This year, all I did with the Lexus in January was have a bit of fun with it in the snow. You all know what that consists of.
I can't remember which corner it is, but go watch it.
And then I didn't really do anything else to it. I was really happy with it throughout the year, with the exhaust, coilovers, everything I'd done to it. It was working fine. No matter what these guys say, it's a lovely car, always will be. But I sold it because I just didn't need any more, and like I still enjoyed it, but I wanted
to move on to bigger and better things, which I'm going to. I'm just still saving up. Don't know what's so funny about that. I'm leaving grinding gears. So I sold it and now I'm looking at buying another vehicle. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You might have already guessed what it is from the Lexus video when we sold it, but that should be coming at the start of next year, hopefully. That's what I'm going on.
So as you can see, we've had a busy year with cars. Obviously, as I mentioned before, we've been to a few meets, a few 10pm club meets. We had a grinding gears meet this year actually, down at Tesco car park. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. We had a couple of people turn up. I think there was about 20-25 people, which was nice. You know, me and the boys, there was meant to be a meet there by 10pm club. They cancelled it because it was raining. And we said, no, we still want to go. Tyler was home, so we wanted to go to a meet. And I put it on Instagram with about 3 hours to spare. And yeah, really good turnout. It was raining before we went there. We cooked sausages and burgers under a gazebo in the garden on the barbie. And then we went down to the meet, and actually the weather was pretty spot on. It was quite sunny. I went down in the Beamer. Tyler was in his Lexus, Owen was in the Fiesta, and my Legacy was there actually. The new owner at the time came down, and the Legacy was there. So overall, it's been a pretty good year. Obviously, the highlight of the year for us is this place. As you'll see in this video, it didn't look like this when we moved in. It was basically just a bare shell, needed painting, needed basically completely rewiring. All the plug sockets were hanging off the walls, they weren't wired in. The lights, as you can see, they're bloody bright. In here before, we just had them halogen strip lights. They were just really dull, and they cost a lot of money to run and cost a lot of money to replace, so we swapped them out. You'll see all that sort of stuff in the video, so hang fire to see that. But from me and from the guys, I just want to say thank you for the support this year. I was aiming for 300 subscribers this year and managed to smash it at the park with over 500, so I'm really happy with that. And I'd like to aim for 1,000 by next Christmas. I don't know whether we can do it, but the views say so. So you know, hopefully that comes true. But from me and from the guys, just want to say a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Hope everyone has a good time with family and has a safe Christmas more than anything. Fingers crossed we don't get locked down, because we're recording this a week before Christmas, so we don't know what's going to change. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I really hope you enjoy this video. It's took me a while to do, and yeah, have a look at this place. Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you something pretty awesome, something that me, Owen, Tyler and Dan have been working on for a couple of months now. Me, Owen and Tyler have been working on it for about a year and a half. We've been trying to make this dream come to life, and today is the day. So for those of you that don't know, me, Owen and Tyler work on all of the cars that we do work on my driveway. Now, my driveway is very potholey, as you can tell. It's gravel, and there's other people about. It's not a private driveway, it's more of like a car park where the residents can park. So we make a lot of noise, we make a mess, and we like to take on projects that sometimes take longer than a day to complete. And a perfect example of this would be the mini project that I did a couple of months ago. Click up here to watch the playlist of videos. But that would be a perfect example of this. That took me a few weeks, and every night I'd have to pack away all of my tools, all of this parts, oil, all that sort of stuff, clean up every night, because it's a public car park and it's exposed to, well, people. Now the trouble with this is, if we're in the middle of something and we've got a flow going on, or you know, we're taking something apart, we've got everything mapped out where it's meant to be, we have to pack away. It destroys that workflow, it destroys our organisation, and it just makes our life more difficult. So for the past year and a half now, me, Owen and Tyler have been looking for a unit. And today we get the keys for and move into our new unit, which we're sharing with one of our other mates, Dan. So I'm currently on my way to the unit. we've got our locks on the door already. We moved in last night, we got the keys last night, so I'm going up there now just to sort of see it in the day, start doing some work on it. It does need a bit of work, so that's what this series is going to be. I'm going to be bringing you along, showing you building our new workshop. My videos are still going to stay the same. It's still going to be aimed at beginners and people that don't necessarily know a lot about mechanics. You know, still using budget-friendly tools, stuff like that. We're not going to be using a two-post lift, mainly because this place can't hold one. It's not quite tall enough, but in the future we might move to sort of ramp type thing. So for now, I'm about 10 minutes away from the unit. Once I get there, I will show you around and show you what it looks like now, and that way you'll be able to see the progression from when we got it to when it's finished. We've got a few jobs to do, like I mentioned, but nothing that we can't handle. So stay tuned and I'll catch back up with you when we're at the unit. Okay, so this is the new unit. As you can see, it's about 50 foot long. The camera might not do it justice. It certainly didn't in the photos when we first looked to move in here. As you can see, it's pretty much a bare shell. A couple of fittings on the wall. Nothing we're not going to remove. Space for some plug sockets. And there is a few plug sockets dotted about. Some of which we're going to remove or refit because some of them are hanging off the wall, as you can see. But yeah, it needs a bit of work, nothing we're not prepared for. As I said, there's going to be a bit of a build series on the channel, which is this unit. So I'm really excited to get cracking with that. So one of the first things we need to do is get electric in here. The guy before us took the old consumer unit out, so hopefully this week we'll be getting one fitted, so then we can have power and lighting in here because it's currently very dark. I got the exposure whacked up on the camera because it's quite dark. We've got the doors open, which does help a little bit. We did have a plumbing issue, as you can see over there. We've got the feed in, there's a tap and an outside tap. There was a T-piece here. As you can see, there's two connectors there now. There was a T-piece there, but it was leaking. So I've replaced that with a straight piece because there was no need to put a T on it. Piece in questions here. Bought a load of cleaning supplies, different floor cleaners, soap, scrubs. There's a bin. I've also got a mop, a bucket and a broom. Bought a wire brush to try and clean all of this sort of stuff up. As you can see, it doesn't look the best, so hopefully we'll be able to sort that out. And yeah, first things first, we basically just need to sweep the place up because it's just a bit grotty. Give it a mop and then a fresh lick of paint on this wall and maybe the other walls. So I've got the exposure bumped all the way up. It's actually really dark in here, although it doesn't look it. So we've sweeped, I fixed the plumbing issue. We've sorted the electrics out, kind of. We've got somebody coming around to sort it out for us on Wednesday. Today's Monday. I do need to get the breaker consumer unit, so I'm gonna hopefully pick that up tomorrow. I'm going to paint the walls now. We're gonna do white first, basically just to cover up the logo that's here already and a few of the sort of darker patches. So without further ado, let's time lapse it. So I thought I'd just run you through a few of the plans for the unit. These 3 bars here are disappearing. Once we've got the electric in here, I'll get the angle grinder out and we'll cut these out because they are welded to the wall. They're no use to us and they're just going to get in the way, so we're going to get rid of them. Another thing we're going to do, big grinding gears logo on there, and I'm thinking of spraying them onto the doors as well. I just want to get the logo out there and show it off to people, and also this place will be in the background of all of my videos from now on, so I want it to be looking good and on brand. As you can see, we've got a bit of a kitchen area here, sink, it's only cold water but it doesn't matter. We're going to chuck a kettle in there, a toaster and a microwave. That's that area. I've just cleaned that up today, cleaned the sink up because it was a bit grotty, so I've done that too. Bin under there, broom, dustpan and brush, mop, all that sort of stuff. And this is where the electrical distribution unit will be. Now there is lights in here, but obviously they're not going to work at the minute with no electric. So once they're up and running, we'll be able to sort of assess whether we need to get some brighter bulbs in here. I think it should be okay, but we'll see. And in regards to space, me, Owen and Tyler have about 25 foot worth of space, and then Dan has the other 25 foot. So me, Owen and Tyler are going in as 3, and then Dan's going in on his own. Now there is something very, very exciting coming for Dan's half of the unit. Not going to spoil it just yet because there will be a separate video for that, but it's very exciting and hopefully we should be able to get our hands on it this week. So that will be being stored over there, protected away from all of our stuff. But yeah, the MX-5 will finally have a home. We've also invested in a CCTV system, an alarm system, and I have brought a Wi-Fi access point. We're going to drop one of them in here as well as a router. I'll show you all of that when we install it. I'm obviously not going to show you the full ins and out to the alarm and the camera system. So the camera is currently on the edge of our side of the unit. This is all the space we have. So obviously, as I mentioned, that's going. That will give us a bit more room. The plan is to put the fridge here. Then we're going to have toolbox, engine stands, engine cranes, all that sort of stuff that's in my shed at home, which will be better used here. We're going to have all of them along this wall. Then we're going to look at maybe, depending on how much room this takes up, putting a sofa in down here. I really don't know how much room it's going to take up, so that might not happen. We've got a whiteboard that's been left over there, so I'm going to ask Dan whether I can rob it and put it over here. That'd be good for working on cars. If we want to write down what we're doing or whatever, then we can use that. And then the rest of the unit, this space here, will be working space and also space to store the cars. But yeah, more than anything, it's a pretty cool space to have. It's indoors, it's dry, it's warm if we turn the heating on, it's light. We can work here till whatever time we need to. If we want to pull an all-nighter and stay here and then get to work early next morning, we can do that, it's not a problem. We don't have to necessarily throw everything away and you know, tidy everything up after each time, you know, we're doing stuff. As long as it's neat and tidy so that we respect that Dan can come in and out as well, then that's all that matters. So welcome to day 3 of the unit build. Yesterday we got electric in here. An electrician came and fitted the fuse box for us. So that's been done. We've got lights and plugs now. I spent a lot of the day installing a few more plug sockets. So this one, we've spurred them off. We need to tidy this cable up still. But yeah, fitting those, replacing the light switches for some less horrible ones. We've got another plug socket here, as you can see. And I ran the cable to put another socket in down here. Just ran out of time yesterday. We've also hidden a double socket. That's just for the security system and stuff like that. We don't want to risk it being unplugged or anything like that, which wouldn't be good. I'm going to be setting up a few of the security bits today. We do need heaters for in here because it is cold, but our plan for today is pretty much to paint the walls and maybe start on painting the floor. Dan's new car arrived yesterday, which there'll be a video on soon, and we need to get it in here at some point. So yeah, we need to get cracking on the floor and on the walls. Okay, so it's day 4, it's now Thursday. I'm starting to bring all my tools up from home. So we've got a few in there, emptied a few bits out, but there's still a lot at home. There's still like the other half of my toolbox. Saying that, it's just the other half of my toolbox now, I think. So there's not too much here. do need to just tidy up around there a little bit. As you can see, Dan's new kit car is in here. Absolutely brilliant. I'll do a video on it soon. It's going for MOT today. By God, is it fast. So yeah, I'll do a video on that soon. I've just wired in this double socket here. As you can see, it goes round and spurs there. And that spurs off another plug socket. Wired up these the other day, as you can see. And obviously we got the consumer unit in, as I told you. And yesterday we actually spent the majority of the day putting in these new lights. So if you remember before, it was quite orange and horrible and you couldn't really see much. And the bulbs were actually really expensive to run. Essentially the bulbs themselves were really costly, but also they were really costly on the electric. So we thought we'd upgrade to these lights. They're expensive, but worth it. It's not too bad when you split everything, but yeah, expensive, but the lighting for the videos is actually pretty bang on. Now me, Owen and Tyler are going to have a chat with Dan about potentially moving sides. So we would basically be up the back and Dan would be at the front. Basically my thinking behind it is that Dan will want to get his kit car out a few times, which is, you know, understandable. Whereas we will be working on the MX-5, which isn't going to move for quite a while. So it would make more sense if we're at the back, because then we don't have to worry about moving it to one side if Dan wants to get his car out. Then, should we want to get another car in, i.e. the Mini, to fix it, because that's going to be in here, being fixed up for its MOT, then we can do. All we'd have to do is potentially move Dan's kit car out, get the Mini in, get the kit car back in, happy days. But yeah, not too sure if that bit's happening yet. All I know is that we're in here, I've got my stuff out, we're going to be painting the walls tomorrow, I think, although I'm not here, I'm at a family party, so yeah, I think Dan might crack on with that, which is nice. I also put a Wi-Fi dish up yesterday. Don't worry about the mounting mechanism, that's completely how they ask you to do it from the factory, I promise. In all seriousness though, that access point does carry power. It's a powered access point, so I did genuinely make sure that it wouldn't short off the screws. I couldn't find the mounting hardware, so I just sent 2 screws through the wooden beam and then through the access point. I did take the access point apart and make sure it wasn't going to hit anything, and I specifically drilled it so it'd be nowhere near hitting the PCB inside, so yeah, that's all good. I've also installed the router and the alarm system and the CCTV system. We've not installed the cameras yet, but I think we're hoping to do that today. Then we need to run an internet cable from a neighbouring unit who said that we can use their internet, which is great. And yeah, there's not really much else that needs to be done other than sort of just sweep up and whatever. Once we've decided which side of the units we're having and whatever, then that's all good. These metal beams are coming off the wall, I just need to cut them off, but I want to make sure Dan's car's out of the way before I do that, because I don't want to accidentally, you know, burn it with sparks or whatever. We've got a fridge coming up at some point, Owen's bringing that up. That's about it, I think. I'm going to be building a workbench in a couple of weeks, so I will make a dedicated video on that, because that should be quite cool. For now, I'm going to crack on, just unloading the car. Just got a few smaller bits. Then I'm going to go home, grab the rest, and then I'm going to go to the electrical shop and grab a new light switch. As you can see, this has got 2. We've only got 1 bank of lights in here, so we're going to switch that for a one switch thing. I'll do that when I get back, and yeah, once we decided where we're going to be living in the unit, we can start setting things up and getting the toolbox set up, and also I want to purchase some racking, pretty much like what Dan's got down there. Maybe some metal stuff though, I'm not too sure. Just for stuff like this, like rounded bolt removers, copper grease, silicone, brake fluid, gas. Okay, so I'm back at the unit now, made a stop off at the electrical shop and bought the rest of my box here. So I'm going to change the switch for a single switch that actually connects onto the back box. And then I'm going to tidy up all of this back into the box and get it all neat. And then yeah, just have a quick tidy up. And I've also bought 2 more back boxes and switch for power. So we're going to run them somewhere around here, hopefully. Just going to wait for Dan to get back before we do that, just in case we do decide to move halves. I just want to make sure that the plugs are in a place that's good for him if he's going to be up here. I'm going to change the switch, sort this, let's go. So I'm doing the switch now. I've just got a screw half into the back box. Just want to quickly say I'm not a professional, I'm not a Sparky. Don't try this at home. If you are going to do this at home, consult an electrician, ask for some advice. Make sure it's safe and the circuit's off before you do try and do anything. But yeah, just wanted to get that out of the way so that I'm not responsible if anyone blows himself up. But just putting a new back box on now. I was just going to replace this for this, but the old back box was all tatty and horrible and it was too far along, so just moving it across now. We don't need a spirit level, do we? You know what we could do? So I don't have a spirit level because I'm not ancient. Apparently, there's an app. I'm fucking good, ain't I? Just bang on. From eyeballing it. Happy days. Although there is buttons on my phone, so surely that affects it. Let's try that. No, it's not resting on the buttons, it's now level. Happy days. Alright, now it's time to wire the switch in. Don't worry about all this extra. I'm going to pull it back up and manage it properly up there. I'm just going to earth the box as well. Don't know if it's completely needed, but might as well. Cool. Let's chuck the faceplate on. So the switch is on. Let's test it out. Bingo. Okay, so it is the 25th of November. We've been in this unit for 2 weeks now, I think. It's pretty much sorted. There's a few last little bits we need to do. I think me and Dan are still on about swapping sides. So I've got a bit of angle grinding to do for him today because one of these posts is still on the wall. But once that's done, we should be set. The Mini will come in, we'll work on that, get it out of here. Then we've got a service to do on Owen's new car, which you might have already seen by now, I'm not too sure. It's a Lexus IS200. It was a really nice car. We went to pick that up last night actually. So we're going to service that after the Mini's sorted, or maybe the other way around, just depends on how we get round to it. But yeah, going to get this bar off now. Just went and bought some more grinding discs, some more cutting discs. It is cold in here. We've got a gas heater, but if you follow me on Instagram, if you don't already, make sure you go and do it. So I'm going to put it down here somewhere. It blew through a bottle of gas, which was about 30-40 quid's worth in a day, so not ideal. We have managed to source an electric heater, so I'm going to put a plug on that this morning and just test it out, see how it is. Hopefully that'll be a bit cheaper to run. But yeah, for now, I'm going to get that beam off the wall, because that's just causing more hassle than it's worth, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so it's definitely time for a tea break. If you want one of these mugs, you can grab one, www.grindinggears.uk. Grab yourself one on there,
help support the channel and they look cool. But just an update with what I've done. So there is the beam, and that's where it was. It was in line with here. So as you can see, nice and clean. I cut the beam off just halfway through the beam, not at the weld, just cut it halfway, and then I just ground it back using the grinding tool. So there is the plug socket, so I just need to put that back once the paint's dry. I've painted it just so it looks uniformed and so it doesn't go rusty. Now I do have the other side to do, but I'm just going to do that when Dan's car's not in here, just so that I've got a bit more room. I don't have to worry about making a mess, because this has made an unholy mess. It's all over like by the sink and whatever, and it's all on top of the kettle. So yeah, I need to clean that up now. And then I don't think there's actually much else I can do today. Obviously I've got to remove the stump down there, but like I said, going to wait for the car to be moved to do that. But yeah, I can't really think of anything else that needs doing. Maybe just organise my tools. I did manage to put a plug on the heater that Dan got us. It didn't have a plug on the end, so I managed to put one on that. I plugged it in, a light came on, but I didn't leave it in long enough to test whether it got warm, because it was using the plug that I've moved out of the way, so didn't really have a chance to let that warm up. So I'm going to plug that in and see what it does. It's quite warm in here now that I've been working and stuff. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's everything we need to do. We've got the Christmas tree up, the essentials, and we've got the alarm system in place, CCTV system in place, we've got Wi-Fi, we've got internet, we've got obviously the sink and all that sort of stuff. We've got power now. So yeah, considering where it was originally, we're in a really good spot. So hopefully we'll be able to just iron out which side's which, who's having which side. I'm pretty sure we're going to go at the back, and then Dan's going to come down here, which makes more sense, because obviously we're going to be working on cars, whereas Dan is just storing stuff here. So yeah, I think it makes a bit more sense if we go to the back, but we're obviously going to have that chat. But yeah, for now I've got some cleaning up to do, wait for the slowest kettle in the world to boil, and have a brew. Okay, so the main bulk of the moving is done. We are officially now down this end. As you can see, there's nothing down here because I haven't had a chance to move it yet. My stuff is still down there. There's obviously all of Dan's stuff. I helped him move all that today. So basically what I've been doing was I finished cutting off the post that was over here, like I did with that one yesterday. As you can see, I've cut it off now. I just coated it in some paint. I've obviously used the wrong paint, so it started to rust a tiny bit, but it's just a bit of surface rust. We'll get the right paint on that, but that's nice and smooth now. Spent the day doing that. Started putting some paint on this wall, because that was all like orange and brown and horrible. As you can see, there's an oily handprint there. That was basically what was all over it. So I started to clean that up. But yeah, I'm going to put another plug socket in over there, I think, in the corner. And yeah, got a bit more paint to do down there, as you can see. It looks a bit horrible. Meg, Owen's girlfriend, is going to come and do a massive grinding gears logo there, which should look really cool. Hopefully going to get that done this weekend. I'll try and get a time lapse of it. As you can see, I was in the middle of painting and in the middle of sweeping up and doing a few other bits. But get your tiny violins out, I had a headache, so I went home. So yeah, got a feeling it was just from angle grinding. Been doing it for a few hours and obviously looking directly at the sparks. Not a good idea, but that's the updates for now. As you can see, we've got a banging sound system in it. It sounds absolutely quality. I'll try and get a clip of it in a minute on. I won't be able to properly send it because it's 7:30 at night, so don't want to annoy any neighbours. But yeah, sounds really good, and I'm glad that is in. So my plan for this evening, while Chelsea's out and about, I'm going to grab all my stuff, so my racks, my compressor, all of that fun stuff, and move them up over to here. So essentially, from that line there, where the ladder is, this way is all of our space now. The camera doesn't quite pick it up. I've not got a wide enough lens on, but it's quite a lot of space really. You know, so it's from that far door frame across. So it's quite a lot of space. It's 25 foot to be exact. So what I'm thinking is, my shelves that are currently there are going to go here, and then I'm going to have my toolbox next to them, and essentially this bottom bit here, so from this post here down, is just basically going to be the car that we're currently working on, and that's pretty much it, because all of my other stuff should be able to fit under there. Then we are planning on getting a sofa in here, so I'm thinking of putting that there. So basically moving the sub out the way, pushing the speaker a bit more to the side and put the sofa in the middle. We did have some spare because we got some new ones at home, but the rain's come and we couldn't get them up in time, so they're now destroyed. So we're looking out for some second-hand sofas. So as you would have seen, I've sorted out majority of our space now. I'll just give you a quick look around in a bit more detail. There's a few smaller bits to move, but I'm not too worried about them. The majority of stuff is in and we have plenty space, so I'm well happy. So we'll start at the front of our area and sort of work around. So they're my ladders. They're just sort of going to live wherever. I might just sort of put them on like a little bracket thingy up there. That's fine. So here we've got jack stands, a creeper. We use that to put engines on. There is spring compressors, jacks, normal and low profile. That is a track rod end tool. Then up here we've got power tools, so we've got the sander, the grinder will come over here too. That's just my laptop and that's just some spare cabling. In here we've got brakey kind of tools, So we've got brake flaring tools. I've also got a spray paint nozzle. This is good for sucking up brake fluid or oil or power steering fluid, anything really. There's a clutch and brake bleeder kit, and there is the caliper rewind tool. So that's that. Over here we've got PPE. Under there is like a battery repair tool, some more PPE, copper grease and clear grease. You never know when you need it. We do need some WD-40 for there. I missed this shelf. Funnel, masking tape, because I've got nowhere else to put it. Actually, yeah, I do. Let's put it down there. Then we've got brake fluid, and this is tar and glue remover. I need more of this. But I've ordered some. In here, we've got burners for gas. We've got brake fluid, and we've got power steering fluid. And in the back here, engine assembly lube. If you want to see me use that, click on the video up here, and that'll show you. And there's also some gas in there. Now down to here, these are some sort of spares for the unit. So we've got some power cable, some clips for it. There's a few networking bits in there. There's a crimping tool and a network tester that's mine from home, but they'll be going home with me soon. Then we've got like a cork gun. There's some spares for the alarm. There's some electrical back boxes and plugs there, which I'm going to put in over there. And then there's some hooks, which I'm going to put the ladders on. In this bin, I like to call it the shit went down bin. So we've got rounded bolt removers. We've got nut crackers. We've got a mini pulley tool. And we've got separator tools. Yeah, that's the shit went down tub. Now at the bottom, we've got the carton for the paint sprayer, which connects to the air compressor. A spare air line. In there's an air gun. And next to that is the timing tool for the minis, the Gen 1 minis. Then this shelf here is the spares shelf. Clocks from an MX-5. There's caliper paint for a mini. Well, caliper paint for anything, but it's for my mini. Exhaust hangers for a mini. Top mounts for a mini. Gearbox bolts for a mini. Rear window wiper motor for a mini. ABS sensors for a mini. Driver's side mirror for a mini. And a boost gauge for a mini. Then if you come over here, we've got my toolbox. I've shown this off on Instagram before, but yeah, it's a US Pro Tools box. As you can see on top of it, there's a few bits that just still need to go in, but as you can probably tell, quite OCD about tools and stuff, so I've got everything labelled so anybody will know where everything is. I'm going to build some sort of charging wall here that's going to be permanently affixed to the wall, so that I can charge things like my drill, my impact gun, maybe my camera and stuff like that as well. So if anyone's got any ideas for that, let me know. If anyone's done it before, that'll be cool to see it, get some inspiration. Here's a pegboard. This was here when we moved in. I'm going to see if I can get some tubs for it and put some nuts and bolts in it and whatnot. I do have a drawer in there at the minute, but it's very cramped. Then here we've got my air compressor. I kind of wanted to put it over there, but this plug socket I put quite high up on the wall, and we can't actually reach up to it, so that is a shame. So I'm also going to look at getting like a reel for the air hose, just so it's a bit neater than that. As you can see, we've got a plug there, one of the ones I wired in. But yeah, I'm going to look at getting like a reel for the air hose. As I said, I still need to paint that, but yeah, that's pretty much everything. So if you go back down here, there's some speakers from home which we had in before Dan put them ones up for us. These now look very puny in comparison. It's got an extension lead, which is fine. My impact gun, a turbo, why not? There's some painting supplies, which obviously I might need. There's 4 of these tubs, which will be good for putting waste oil in. And then there's my little seat thing. We also do have to move the engine stand because it's a bit in the way. But the cleaning stuff's going to stay down here so that anybody can use it. So I'm going to drink my drink and crack on with the last few bits to be done. So that's our area set up. I moved all of my stuff from Dan's side. So basically all that's left to come now is cars. So the Mini will be here soon. We'll fix that up, ready for its MOT. Once it's MOT'd, we'll have some more cars in here. We've got Owen's car to service and sort out at some point. Chelsea's needs the same. She needs brakes, a service, and then she's got her MOT too. But we've got a lot of space, which is nice. I'm going to build a workbench on wheels, and the plan is once a cart is in here to just kind of leave the workbench here when we're working up there. and then if there's not a car in here, we can just push it to the back. But yeah, got a lot done today, so I'm happy with that. Gonna head home and chill out.
So with the addition of the Grinding Gears logo on the wall and these two idiots, the unit's finished. So gonna give you a quick tour around. Obviously we've got the Mini in here and we've got all my tools and stuff in here now. So I'm gonna give you a quick look around and yeah, that'll be it for this video. So this is the place as you walk in through the door. So over there, that's Dan's half. But if we come around to the left, got a nice speaker system. Obviously I've showed off bits of this throughout the video, but this is just like a final iteration of it. So then come around to the right and we've got all the tools, so jack stands, brake cleaner, tie rod tools. I've showed you all of these sort of shelves before, but these are all like spare parts, different tools, less used tools. Got my toolbox, lights, got the compressor down here. Obviously the Grinding Gears logo on the wall. Thanks Meg, looks mint. Mini's in here obviously because it needs more work. Some more plug sockets. We got a heater, and then we've got like old parts, old oil, and that sort of stuff. But yeah, really nice workspace. We're really happy with it. We've worked in it a few times now, and yeah, it's done the job for us. Oh yeah. What's in there?
There'll be a video on that.
So yeah, we've done a few little jobs in here now. We're obviously working on the Mini today, but yeah, it's a good little space. It's nice and quiet around here. You know, we can work till late without having any issues, and yeah, we can make the noise we want. And it's dry, it's warm, it's light. So yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this video. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It's fuck off. And I hope you enjoyed coming along with us. The two of you's been laughing the entire time. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed coming along for the build series for the unit. It's been good fun. It's cost a lot of money, but it's good fun. As I said, it's a great place for us to work, and it's a nice place for us to just relax, make these videos and just chill out. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a great Christmas, and from us, yeah, take care, and we'll see you in 2022.